Every silver stacker should have a Silver Stacker's Toolkit. These are the basic tools needed to handle, inspect, measure, weight, and test your precious metal, bullion, and coins. Before you spend your hard-earned fiat on precious metals, you should always be prepared to make sure it's the real deal. There are so many fakes out there in the market today, and some of those are such good forgeries that they're even getting by some of the experts. With the proper knowledge and a good Silver Stacker's Toolkit, you shouldn't have any problems making sure you are getting exactly what you pay for. Let's start with knowledge. Before you purchase a round, coin, or bar of your choice, do some homework. Know how much it's supposed to weigh, know its diameter and thickness, and what it's supposed to look like. And what I mean is in the details. Many forgeries from a distance will look identical to the original, but up close and knowing what you're looking at, you can usually spot the mistakes in a fake. Never depend on a single test to determine the authenticity of an item, because forgeries can usually match 1, 2, or maybe more of the tests, but they can rarely match all of them. Take some time to study the currently identified forgeries of the coin, round, or bar you are interested in buying to see exactly how to identify a fake. Being selective on where you buy your bullion or coins will significantly reduce your chances of receiving a forgery. Reliable and trusted sources is where you want to make your purchases, but even the most diligent businesses can have some fakes in their inventories. Despite their best efforts, sometimes they just slip through. This is why it's imperative to know all there is to know about the item you're going to buy before you buy it. Also, always inspect and validate everything you receive as soon as you can, so if there are any issues, they can be addressed with the seller immediately. Now, I actually have 2 toolkits, one for working with the bullion and coins at home, and a smaller portable kit I carry with me to shows, my local coin shop, yard sales, or when I meet a private buyer to look at his merchandise. The first tool I keep in my kit are gloves. I use either a thin cotton or disposable gloves. Whether I'm handling someone else's silver or my own, it's always a good idea to wear gloves. Even the slightest touch can leave an oil residue on the metal. One caveat I'd like to add. If the silver is your own and it is your intent to sell it for spot without a premium, especially if you're selling in bulk amounts, I believe it really doesn't make a difference to the bulk buyer whether the rounds have fingerprints or even a little tarnish on them. After all, spot price means that you're getting paid for the actual metal itself and not any semi-numismatic value. Another item in my kit is a clean, non-abrasive pad for the items to be placed on if I'm not holding them. It needs to be something that won't scratch or leave lint or fuzz on the item. The next tool is my jeweler's loupe, or anything that provides a magnification so that you can see enough details to ascertain if the item is authentic. Typically, a 10-power magnification is sufficient enough to see what you need to see. There are many different types of jeweler's loupes and compact magnifying glasses that you can obtain from a multitude of sources. You're looking for wear and tear, damage, evidence of cleaning, and authenticating that it is not a forgery. Also consider an independent light source, just in case you find yourself in a dimly lit room while conducting your inspections. The next tool I usually break out is the rare earth magnet. Now, these are not the same magnets that your mom used to pin up your crayon drawing on the refrigerator. These are very special and powerful magnets which should be handled with extreme care. All you need is a very small one to verify the metal's magnetic properties. You can buy them online, however, there are rare earth magnets that are part of a computer's hard drive. I just went down to my local computer repair shop and asked the guy if he had an old broken hard drive lying around. He gave one to me for free. Then you need to learn how to take it apart and how to retrieve the magnets without hurting yourself or breaking the magnet. Really not too much of a big deal. Just watch a YouTube video tutorial and you'll be fine. Again, you must know how the magnet is supposed to react to the metals that you are testing so that you can compare the results. With a little practice, you will find this to be a very useful tool. The next thing I do is weigh the item. Knowing what it is supposed to weigh is obviously very important. Make sure your digital scale is calibrated and zeroed, as well as placed on a solid, level surface before each usage. Bear in mind that some older coins may be a little lighter in weight due to natural wear and tear. But anything much over 0.2 of a gram in either direction, and I would be skeptical. Next is my caliper. The caliper is used to measure the diameter and thickness of your coin or round. Because the atomic mass and weight of metals differs, a forgery can rarely reproduce the same diameter, thickness, and weight of silver and gold. One of those measurements will usually be off, and that will be your indicator that it's a forgery. I also have a small notebook that I keep my research information and prices in while I shop so I don't have to memorize everything. A quick look in my notebook and I am assured that I am getting the best deal. If I am shopping for numismatics, I might bring my official red book so I can look up values and review condition requirements for a particular coin. I would call this my basic silver stacker's toolkit. These are the tools that I would carry with me if I knew I was going to look at some coins or rounds. For my home kit, there are, however, additional tools I have acquired over time that make my stacking work a little easier. I have a computer component pry kit. This is originally designed for removing electronics from computer circuit boards and motherboards, but there are a couple of tools in there that make it a lot easier to open a coin capsule or a mint tube. If I will be inspecting a large quantity of coins or rounds, I will use my OptiVisor, which allows me to be hands-free, and I can lift it up like a visor when I need normal vision. I really find that this comes in handy. Because I like Sunshine Mint products and have several products which have the new Mint Mark SI security feature, I have the Sunshine Mint Security Decoder card as part of my toolkit. If you're not familiar with what this card does and you plan to purchase Sunshine products in the future, do a little research to see if this is something you might want to add. I also have testing acid for silver. There are also testing acids for gold and platinum, but understand that these acids are very dangerous if they come in contact with your body. So I would not recommend using test acids unless you clearly understand the hazards and safety precautions which must be taken, and you also feel very comfortable using this type of testing tool. Next, I have a variety of holders, flips, capsules, and possibly tubes depending upon what I think I might be buying. This is just in the event that the item I purchase doesn't have its own protective covering. I like to be prepared to put it in something for its travel back to the stack. And of course, you must have a sharp knife or scissors to open all those boxes and packages that are full of bullion that you've purchased. And lastly, some type of container to keep all your tools in. It should be big enough to hold what you want it to. Probably a good idea for it to have a latching lid or top so your tools don't fall out, and it also keeps potential dirt and dust out. Now, this by no means is the only possible tools for a stacker. Depending on your particular needs, there may be other tools that can help to make your stacking work a little easier. If you have some different tools in your box, let me know in the comments section below. I'd be interested to hear the different kinds of tools that you guys are using.